Yo, this your boy T-Top, Top Busy the Bear, King of the State. And right now you're watching rapgrid.com. Huh?
Okay. I spit a bar. You tell me what it means to you and where it came from. My name is iDub. I represent the Fight Club. Shut the fuck up before you get your face lit.
You're on your Nardwar shit. Oh my god, this the urban Nardwar right here. This is the hip hop battle rap Nardwar. How am I gonna put this? iDub was a guy I battled in the pit, which today I ran into Sticks, who hosted and ran the pit, which was fucking crazy. Great seeing him. Hopefully we're gonna bring something crazy big back for you guys. But that was what I said to him, because he had to freestyle back in the day, and this guy was like, "My name's iDub," so I'm like, and I didn't know anything about iDub besides that he was from Fight Club. So imagine how funny that was for me, who's a very fucking like critical multisyllabic rapper. I hear his name, like, "You're iDub, and what do I know about you? You're from Fight Club." I was like, this is so easy. I was like, I was like, yo, I hope somebody said that to him before. I didn't give a fuck. I just went off on him. Yeah, I chewed his shit crazy, but I liked him. He had a good attitude about him. I was a positive brother right there, man. Hopefully he's doing big things or good things in life regardless.
So explain to us the kind of like parallel between Fight Club and the West Coast Pit, and
oh yeah,
and why West Coast Pit wasn't where Fight Club was, because I feel like the whole Fresh Coast West Coast movement would have been 25 years more advanced had that footage been out.
Yeah, I mean, because all the nerdy shit in the Fresh Coast, all that shit that they were doing was the shit that was popping out here. And that was what was the representation of Cali. The thing is the pit was like a spin-off of like Smack. Like, you know what I mean? It was around the time of Fight Club. And it you could say that it was like, yeah, we took that style from New York. We learned, but here's the thing though. And we give homage to that. Like, it was influenced by Smack. What we grew up doing was a complete Smack influence. And you're very familiar with it. We was just talking about how Kendrick Lamar was there all the time. Like, K-Dot, you know, shouts out to K-Dot, man. He was always there. That's like, I remember that, you know what I mean? And, you know, everybody was over there, man. Conceded, everybody got their beginning over there. So, not to stray off topic too much, but basically what I'm trying to say is there was just a different authenticity to our shit. Our shit was like different. Like, Fight Club was the real shit, yeah, that was the main shit. But our spinoff was more authentic, and it was the real street shit. Like, that shit was just like a bunch of fucking like Hollywood people yelling at each other in Manhattan type of shit. Like, just a bunch of Broadway guys, and just, you know, it wasn't no crazy thugged out environment like that, like our shit. And I could just tell by looking at the footage and just any stories you hear, like, the pit was gang banged out to the fucking fullest. You had sets like just, you know, dividing the building when you walked in. Crips from Long Beach over here, you got Pyroos over here, you know what I mean, cats from Watts over here. It was a whole thing. You know, Glasses Malone used to be up there. Like, Tyrese used to be up there hosting with us shit. Even Redman came down there. Like, so we gathered all this crazy shit from no type of internet buzz or money or nothing. We actually brought people there through authenticity only. And it was really the real shit. You knew when you came to the pit, dog, I was the token white guy over there, but everybody loved me. I was their Eminem type of shit. Like, it was just, I could do whatever I want.
Well, that brings me to
I was the guy that nobody could fuck with. Like, don't fuck with him, he's our guy. You know what I mean? Like, everybody fucking loved me. It's weird now when you look at how, like, the East Coast of Smack looks at me. I'm like this weird perception, like, they look at me like kind of like a Canadian white guy or something. Like, they don't understand, like, that I come from that mentality. You know what I mean? I advanced into something way fucking bigger, an international vibe and a more different style that just appeals to everybody, you know what I mean? And it's hard to understand that.
So that brought me to a good question. So you're Dizaster from Lebanon. You come to Los Angeles, you know what I mean? You find your way to the West Coast Pit with every notorious gang from every West Coast documentary and music video ever exists. And somehow all of a sudden you formed this group called Krack City, and
It was
you got a great
2005.
street behind you and all this other shit. Like, how does that happen? Is your family like, oh my God, like, what's going on?
No, I see. The thing is, like, so when they brought me back, you gotta understand, I was a really bad kid. So, like, in the Lebanon shit that was happening, I was getting removed from every school, setting shit on fire. So I was pretty much, I gave my parents an option, and I made my parents pretty much move the way I fucking wanted to. They wanted to stay in Lebanon. I basically told them, I'm gonna go to America and play soccer and get a scholarship over there to go to college, and that's what I wanted to do. I really wanted to just rap. I just had this dream to go out here, come back and become a rapper. I was born here till I was 9 years old, but I stayed in Lebanon from 9 to 15. So those years I was there, I was developing into this different type of cat, you know what I mean? And then I just pretty much was like, you know, time to come back. Now when I came back here, we couldn't move the whole family, you know what I mean? Because it's too expensive. And so me and my dad left, and we left my mom and my brother, and so everybody was left behind. And, you know, I mean, we and my dad came out here, and as soon as we came out here, I came to Canoga Park. The first guy I made friends with was a Grape Street Crip. I was fucking like 15 years old, rest in peace, the homie Steve. I still remember him, you know what I mean, for the time that I knew him. Because this was 16 years ago, and I knew him for about like 5 months, you know what I mean? But that was like my boy for that 5 months, like teaching me shit every day, like, you know, we're sitting there, he's teaching me everything, like, that needs to be done, you know, he
So are you ignorant to gang culture at this point?
What do you mean ignorant to what?
Like, did you not know anything about it?
No, I've always been around it. To being in LA, you're always around it. It's different than like growing up in different areas. You know, I mean, not to disrespect anybody, but it's just different. I'm pretty sure they all understand that. Like, it's just part of it's part of the shit out here. You either stay away from it. The thing is, though, it depends on what you do in life. Like, if you're a fucking square that's studying and going to school, and there's nothing bad with that. You just have your 9 to 5, or, you know, you have kids or whatever it is you do. You're going to stay away from that life, and you really necessarily don't need to know about it. You could live in California and not have to deal with that. But, you know, the lifestyle that I chose and how we grew up out here is completely different. We grew up a real Cali life. Like, everybody sells weed, everybody fucking has guns. Like, we grew up that real Cali life around all that crazy shit that you see in fucking movies. We see it all the time. And it's happened at battles here. You know, I've told you 3 people got murdered at a battle out here. I watched them all get their brains blown out on the curb in front of us. This shit was all over the TV. You know, this is 2003 when this happened. You know what I mean?
At the pit?
No, it was before the pit. It was 2 years before the pit. It was before I went to Chicago. I went to Chicago because I was looking for a safe place to battle. Do you understand how fucking retarded that is? But that was back when Chicago wasn't crazy like that. It was called the fucking all-out annual Logan Square MC battles. And I went to Logan Square and I slept in the street. I'm telling you right now, I went to Chicago with $60 fucking dollars. For 3 nights, what do I do with that? There's no hotel rooms that's gonna, you know what I mean? Dog, I was in the street for 3 nights in Chicago. Like, just, I knocked out a tranny, I fucking fought fucking weirdos, bums, fucking, I had a dude fucking that crept up and tried to sleep next to me, next to a trash can while I was sleeping on a bench. Like, weird shit. It was a crazy ass fucking time in Chicago. I had the craziest experience out there when I was smoking a fucking cigarette. And I finished this fucking cigarette, dog, and just flicked it. I swear to God, because there was like a little bit of the cigarette left. The cigarette flipped, and before it hit the ground, some guy came by like, yeah, man, thank you, dog. It just walked off. I'm like, yo! It didn't even touch the ground! I was like, it didn't even touch the ground, dog. This city's crazy. I wrote, man, you want to know some crazy shit? I lost this. But I remember getting on the plane and writing 3 verses about Chicago. How much I loved Chicago, like my experience. Because it was such a hip-hop thing to me, because I came from getting fucking terrified to death at a fucking, and No Can Do was there. You know what I mean? And all this fucking murder and gang shit happening. So I thanked Chicago with my soul on my way back on this plane, because they gave me a safe place to fucking battle rap. And like, now it's way different, obviously. But this was back when Chicago was still, if you go to South, that's what it was. It was like, don't go like South Chicago, or like, it was like on the South train or something. Like, I don't know what it was, but I was in the wrong direction, and I was told real quick, you want to just stay around this area right here. And I was like, all right. You know what I'm saying? The whole Grape Street thing, I mean, you got to understand, it's definitely not no fucking, hey man, gang members, could you help me? Like, these are my fucking homeboys, bro. Like, I don't look at them as goons. These goons in battle. Like, this is how racist, like, people are. Even black folks to their own people. Like, even if they look at the shit and be like, those are his goons. What do you mean? Just because I'm not black and they're with me, that they came to fucking shoot me? This is the dream was with them. The dream, we have a dream together. If I ever make it and I don't have my homies with me, the dream is incomplete. This is way deeper than the fucking surface that people see. And I definitely don't pay my friends to be with me. What the fuck would that make them look like? That's disrespectful to them more than me. Like that their loyalty is dependent on fucking bread. That's crazy.
And how crazy.
I know people that do that though. I've battled one guy that does that before. Let's not get into that though.
Wow. How crazy is it to go from Crack City DVD with AV, like, yo, I recorded this whole mixtape in one night. Y'all got to get on my level.
It's crazy.
To like, well, everyone that was in Crack City is at now. Like, how, if you could.
It's fucking amazing. When I look at AV, he's killing the radio. He's everywhere, bro. AV's everywhere. Everybody's bumping his shit, bro. Bro, I just ran into Sticks, who's the host, and just when I see these people, like, you have to understand, it does something crazy to me, bro. Like, I just remember the dream. Like, bad luck is part of it. You know what I mean? Like, people know bad luck is fucking incredible. You know what I mean? Like, I don't stay in touch like that. Like, we don't always hang out. I see him every once in a while, like every fucking blue moon. You know what I'm saying? I talk to them here and there. But these guys are still a part of what I grew up doing, and they're a part of like the whole like dream, man. And like everybody, like Day doing his own thing. Like, it's just really good seeing that. You know what I mean? And just, you know, that's why I've been trying to get active to get more motivated, because he doesn't have an outlet, because, you know, he doesn't like the King of the Dot shit, like the fucking, you know, like that style of battling and some hood shit. And that's why I like hearing hood shit from cats like that, because he has a piece of him that he needs to offer, but he has no outlet. But, you know, that's why, you know, wherever I go, he gonna move with me, and, you know, regardless, he gonna get that outlet, because cats just need to know. Active was the craziest one out of all three of us. I'm telling you. Active was the star out of me, Daylight, and AV. Even though our shit is more popping, he was really the real star, bro. He was the guy that was the most intimidating guy out of us. The guy with the official stripes. The guy that had the bars. And it was just, he was killing everybody. You know what I'm saying? He's just not motivated. He just doesn't have an outlet. That's what would happen to like anybody if they end up in that situation. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, I love that you asked me that, because that's just the dream right there, bro. We all making it together.
Nigga, that was supposed to get picked over Jordan that time.
Oh, you talking about Sam Bowie?
That's what it was. Me and Rhea at the same time. We both was in college. We both was killing. It's just a coincidence. Rex was the nigga to get picked, and I kept going, and I took off.
So I come from a neighborhood called Pacoima, Peru. You know, my father had heavy affiliations within the neighborhood, so all of my uncles and all people that I looked up to was from the neighborhood. So I really had no choice but to be from the neighborhood or affiliate myself